There are a number of reasons at different times for renaming a worksheet, for inserting a new worksheet, deleting a worksheet, and occasionally even hiding a worksheet, and of course later unhiding it. We're looking at a workbook called 09 Regional Sales, and the current sheet is the East sheet. I'd like to rename that Midwest sheet. I can right-click that sheet. It's called Midwest right now. Right-click that sheet and rename, and I can certainly start typing, do that right now. Slightly faster, I'll double-click that Sheet tab. That activates it, and I'll just type Central. Sheet names can have up to 31 characters. Do not begin a sheet name with a number. It can contain spaces and underscores. And when we're finished, just press Enter. We can easily insert a new sheet. We're about to create a mountain region here. I want a new sheet to the left of the West sheet. A few different ways to do this. As you might guess, we can then choose Worksheet, which is the automatic selection. Click OK. We'll have a new sheet to the left of that sheet. We can also do this when the West is selected. I'll simply press Shift F11. That also inserts a new sheet. And there's a third way. This will put a new sheet to the right of the current one. There's a plus. Typically, we see it off to the right of the last Sheet tab. Keep your eye on that West sheet. We're about to see a new sheet to the right of that. There we are. Now, as it turns out, I don't need this sheet sheet 5. I'm going to right-click and delete. There's no data in it, so there's no warning or any second thoughts about that. But what if I decide to delete sheet 4 and I mistakenly right-click on the West sheet? Now, this is highly unlikely, but occasionally, these things happen. I'm on the path to deleting the West sheet. Now, it does have data in it, and I get this warning. Microsoft Excel will permanently delete this sheet. Now, what this really means is we cannot undo this action. In fact, most actions related to sheet tabs we can't undo. If I click delete here, the West sheet is gone. And my only recourse to get that back would be to close the file without saving it. So I'll simply cancel here. So we want to be particularly sensitive. This sheet here I don't need, right-click delete. Again, there will be no warning. That's an empty sheet, has no data. And same thing with sheet 1. As it turns out, maybe I don't need that. But maybe I'll come back later and rename it Mountain. From time to time, you might need to hide a sheet. Now, possibly others use this workbook, or maybe I use it for demo purposes. I don't need this to be showing here. So we can right-click a Sheet tab and hide a sheet. At a later time, if we need to get that back, we don't have to be near where that sheet was hidden, but we could go to another Sheet tab, any Sheet tab, right-click. If Unhide is selectable, it means there's at least one hidden sheet. We'll click Unhide. If you've got multiple hidden sheets, you can only unhide one at a time. So at some point, maybe I want to unhide this, click OK, and there it is back again in its previous location. So as we've seen, it's easy to rename a sheet, typically by double-clicking. We can insert a sheet in a variety of different ways. From time to time, we will delete a sheet, being very careful about not being able to undo, and occasionally hide and unhide worksheets.